crap when you're in.
What's your favorite color?
Red.
Really?
All right. Imagine with me, if you will, a devastating chronic illness. An illness that affects somewhere between, as a 1997 Seattle Post Intelligencer article estimates, 25 million to 85 million Americans. An illness that many of the afflicted believe that they have under control, not realizing the debilitating effects it may have on their physical, social, and even, maybe, potentially, romantic health. I must warn you that this is not science fiction, but science, and a very real problem today in America. What I am referring to is an illness that I am sure you are all too familiar with, one medically known as halitosis, or, in layman's terms, bad breath. Do not make the lamentable mistake of casting this illness aside. I can assure you that it is likely far more serious than you believe. Halitosis is only a fragment of the true problem, a common side effect of periodontal disease. Now, this is completely serious, and it really is no laughing matter. Thomas M. Hubbard wrote in a 1991 article in American Family Physician that 50% of the adult white population and 75% of the adult non-white population have periodontal disease, with about 90% of the geriatric population, which is the elderly or the senior citizens, as well with periodontal disease. Periodontal disease, Hubbard explains as inflammation and destruction of the soft tissue and bone surrounding the teeth, and it cannot be ignored. Nearly all of the plethora of sources that I looked into when I was writing this speech contain different ways and possible preventative methods for fighting against periodontal disease, and all of these included flossing daily. Now, flossing removes plaque from hard-to-reach nooks and crannies in your teeth that your toothbrush can't reach. And if you allow that plaque to just fester and remain in your mouth, you may very well find yourself with a very severe case of periodontal disease. Now, rest assured, I'm not going to call anyone out yet by asking how many of you have remembered to floss every day this week, or, as a matter of fact, even if any of you have flossed at all this week. But I'm just trying to point out right now what kind of a danger you are exposing yourself to by neglecting to floss after you brush your teeth. Periodontal disease's symptoms include, as listed in Hubbard's article, swelling, erythema, which is redness, bleeding, and recession of gingival tissue, which would be your gums. Tooth mobility and pain are also seen in later stages of the disease. Even more frightening than that, which is disgusting, frankly, is the lethal correlation between periodontal disease and pancreatic cancer. I thought this was really interesting. A recent study published earlier this year in the Journal of the National Cancer Institute by Dr. Minaud and some colleagues of his, they found that men with a history of periodontal disease had a 64% increased risk of pancreatic cancer than men with no such history. The study goes on to find that the more severe the particular case of periodontal disease, the greater the chances are for pancreatic cancer. And just so you know, pancreatic cancer is the most deadly form of cancer. Only 5% of Americans live beyond 5 years after being diagnosed. So this is a really very serious problem. Don't allow periodontal disease or pancreatic cancer to happen to you or someone you love. As you heard, geriatrics, so that would be your grandparents, maybe your parents, are at a 90% risk of periodontal disease. Make sure that you let them know the importance of flossing every day to prevent these kind of serious maladies from happening. Now, the reasons for flossing daily are more than just wise for your health. It is proven that flossing daily will increase the aesthetic appeal of your smile by flossing every day and removing plaque from the hard-to-reach places in your teeth. Now, periodontal disease comes from gingivitis, and gingivitis is a bacteria that begins in plaque. Brian A. Burton describes plaque as the white, sticky, adherent film that forms on everyone's teeth. Plaque contains the bacteria which under certain conditions become the causative organisms of both cavities and periodontal disease, in his article for the Journal of Public Health Policy. So I'm sure we can all think of seeing someone at some point in our lives who had a disgusting or filthy looking smile. It may have been a homeless man you saw when you were in the city last weekend, or it may have been your little brother who's just plain lazy about brushing his teeth. But the fact is, I believe that we've all seen what a plaque-filled grin looks like, and it's not pretty. Now, I'm going to spare you from looking at some medical pictures of this. I was originally going to bring in a PowerPoint and shock you all into flossing every day, but I decided that I'm not going to do that because no one should have to look at those pictures. But it is truly really a disgusting thing to look at. And this is something I think that a lot of you will find interested in, especially you ring by Springers. A 1966 article by Eric Lynn discusses the importance of a clean, hygienic-looking smile, and found that dental appearance is found to be very important by people of all races and genders, particularly in terms of dating. Now remember, the next time that you're flossing, the 1987 study by Leslie Margolin and Lynn White, that physical attractiveness is still a critical factor for those planning on getting married young. So, I'm just trying to let you know that by flossing every day, you're increasing the chances of maybe finding that potential person that you can love and cherish for the rest of your life. Now, I propose that we no longer put off daily flossing, or think of it as something that our dentist always recommends but isn't really practical. If we can begin flossing every day before bed, we can dramatically reduce our likelihood of contracting periodontal disease and even increase our own physical attractiveness. Now, I want you guys to picture yourself 20 years from now. Do you see a healthy man or woman, one with a healthy, vibrantly white smile and a caring and compassionate spouse? Or do you see yourself as sickly, with bleeding and recessed gums, isolated from the world and in great physical pain? If you can bring yourself to take just 60 or more seconds out of your day, every day, to floss after you brush your teeth, you can take a major step towards achieving the first scenario and not the extremely negative second one. If you do not, however, and you neglect your oral hygiene, I can assure you the second scenario becomes significantly more looming in the horizon of your future. The difference between the two hangs on a string of dental floss, if you will. And you have the power to send your life into either direction. Now, I'm going to call you out somewhat now. I told you I wasn't doing it yet, but now is the time for it. Who in here thinks that after hearing this, they're willing to start flossing more every day than they do now? Can I get a show of hands? Really quickly? I'm impressed. I'm impressed that you guys have learned today about the importance of flossing. Your health and future well-being is completely in your hands. Will you allow your teeth to waste away, crippling your social life and endangering you physically? Or will you take control and give yourself the healthy and charming smile you could have? I just want to reiterate once more that by flossing your teeth every day, you eliminate the plaque causing gingivitis and eventually periodontal disease, which in addition to being grotesque to look at, can potentially be lethal in its connections to pancreatic cancer. I personally have been a faithful flosser for some time now, and I've never had a cavity as a result. My flossing has helped me to have a very friendly relationship with my dentist, and one without fear or angst that many people usually have on their dentist trips twice every year. So I don't have to worry about having a gross-looking smile or having to second-guess myself when I talk, being fearful that when I open my mouth, more than just a joke will come out. I'm calling on you to do the same. So tonight, after you brush your teeth and you roll into your clean, freshly washed sheets after eating a vegetarian meal, I want you to remember to floss your teeth.